What up, what up, what up? I'm Jake.
I'm Jim.
Welcome to Secret Hideout, place we talk you can't bring to the dinner table.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. What's up, Zoe?
What up, guys?
What up, baby?
Yeah, so today I had a lot of stuff that I wasn't able to get into because I had my unexpectedly long pop culture.
Yeah, you went in.
Because it had
Was
to.
your
It
love
had to
for
be-
the Green Ranger?
It had to be addressed. We go over the death of the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
So, wasn't planning on that, but it just had to happen.
Yeah, the pop culture segment today is good. It kind of weaves in and out of some cool stuff, too.
It does.
Because we touch back into Rogan and Graham Hancock, Randall Carlson, which we end up getting back into later in the podcast.
Yep.
And
Great floods and shit like that.
talk about some cool Tataria. And, I think I'd go on a wild rant about the electric, I don't even know, the Apple place.
Oh yeah, the circle.
Yeah, the
Circle
electric
building.
circle at Apple's building. So
Yeah, we get into that. We talk about Elon Musk. What's going on with Twitter. The reinstatement of Trump. His tech guy, Elon Musk tech guy. Is it a guy? Is it an AI?
we actually really don't talk about that much at all. We spend about a half an hour looking for it, but we're going to talk about it.
We talk about
We're
it.
gonna
You don't gotta
talk-
tell them.
Okay. No, you thought
right.
we talked about it
He
because
was researching it that whole time.
We talk about it. I mention it.
you researched it for the next
All right?
episode.
They think that we talk, and they're like, "Oh shit, I gotta listen," because that's deep in the episode.
Yeah, it is at the end.
So somebody might be like, "Oh, awesome."
hang in there, yeah. If you want to hear about Trump, yeah, I'll cut that out. I'll make
Yeah,
that smooth.
hang in
make
there.
that
You want to hear
smooth.
about Trump?
Yeah.
Do we talk about Trump at all?
We talk about his uncle maybe for a second.
Yeah, I think we were about to, and then we just didn't.
Yeah, I might even include an after segment with Enzo and I playing some Infowars videos.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
We get into some Balenciaga.
yep,
Balenciaga.
Balenciaga.
What's going on there?
Yeah,
What's happening there?
some funky stuff between Ye, Balenciaga, and
Madonna.
then Madonna.
Child porn court cases,
Yep,
which I didn't even know that existed.
me neither.
That's fucking crazy. So yeah, check it out.
Yep,
Let's run it.
let's go. Oh yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. I gotta keep doing this in the beginning. I forget, but make sure you do that. Share it. Check us out on TikTok.
TikTok,
and-
baby. Give us
yeah.
love.
Yeah, we like it. Let's go.
Episode 800.
Episode 112,
112.
like the hit R&B group.
What?
Remember 112?
I don't know.
I'll play a little bit right here.
I didn't like that whack ass shit.
R&B?
Yeah.
What do you mean whack ass shit?
Whack.
You don't like Casey and JoJo?
No, I don't even know who the fuck that is, dude.
All my life,
No.
I pray for someone like you,
I didn't have a sister, man.
and I thank God that
You gotta remember, I was stealing fucking Tupac's "All Eyes on Me" CD.
from Brian.
No, from my brother, and then we'll go to Thanksgiving and listen to Brian's. What were we listening to?
Tupac.
Was it Tupac?
Yeah, and
I feel like there's something else.
there was
Puff Daddy or something.
Yeah, maybe Puff Daddy, and then there was a Metallica CD, Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
He gave me Master of Puppets actually, and never listened to it.
Really?
Probably would have been a sick guitar player had I done.
Yeah. Like, nah.
Yeah, I was like, I want to listen to Casey and JoJo.
Casey
Hit me
and
with a
JoJo.
little bit, Enzo.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant it was a girl. I thought that was a girl.
Is it
Casey and
live?
JoJo. No, I've never really been in. The only R&B I enjoyed was a little bit of what's his name? The guy that peed on girls.
R. Kelly.
Kelly?
Is that R&B?
Yeah.
See R&B?
Technically,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, like the in the closet thing. I like that shit. I thought
Well,
it
that
was
shit's
funny.
like a comedy.
yeah,
It's
I
like
thought it
a
was-
full-on comedy.
And I like that other one, that little pee pee.
Yeah.
Poo poo. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
not the words,
Give
right?
me the toot toot.
Yeah, okay, there it
Yeah.
is.
And he did
Yeah.
Space Jam.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Space Jam.
Yeah.
I believe
So I
Can
fucked
Fly.
with R. Kelly a little bit. Other than that, no,
Oh,
I never really
dude.
like Usher and shit. I never liked Usher.
Oh, I like Usher.
I always it was just always boring to me.
Oh, I liked Usher.
So Oh, I like the dude that did. Well, I just liked one song. That Seal guy, the Batman song,
Yeah,
"Kiss from a Rose."
that's like a
One
pop.
classic.
That's like
McGree.
I don't know
Rose
if that's
McGree.
necessarily R&B.
Is that not R&B?
No, 'cause
Is he not R&B?
He almost sounds like a white guy.
I don't know
What does that mean?
means.
What does that?
I don't know
have
what
to do
that.
with
I don't know what that means. You
Doesn't
racist
have-
motherfucker.
What does that mean,
right.
bro?
I don't know.
All right, cancel this man.
Yeah.
All right, somebody cancel this man.
That'd be funny if that's the statement I get in trouble for out of everything else. Well, y'all got to go harder. This you guys need to listen to more episodes.
All right, let's jump into some pop culture. I got one.
Pop it, baby.
All right, so there are very, very few celebrity deaths. All right, that will get me shook in any type of way. You know, get me thinking about it all day, or kind of fuck up my day, or like thinking about it all week and shit. Very few. Like Robin Williams was one of them, and I think Robin Williams was one because of like the fact that he killed himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, whoa, Robin Williams killed himself? Like Robin Williams?
I mean, don't you know now he probably didn't?
Yeah, but I'm just saying when it happened though,
I know.
you know,
I know. Yeah, I felt the same way.
it was like, what the fuck, Robin? Patch Adams?
Yeah,
Jack?
It felt like a
Genie?
family member died.
Yeah, you're like, no way. If that dude can
Yeah.
do it, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
You know? So like, yeah, he that shook me. I think, you know, even though I think of him differently now, but I think Eminem, when Eminem dies again,
Yeah. Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, go get,
The second time.
Yeah. Sure.
it's gonna hit you.
Yeah. When I found out about Tom Hanks, he might as well have died. Felt the same way.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hilarious.
I feel like either Mark and Tom
Sure.
from Blink-182,
Yeah.
that's gonna fucking hit.
Yeah.
You know, Travis, we already went through it.
Travis died.
Yeah.
No biggie.
So like, I'm just trying to say, like, very few hit me like that. Usually, it's just kind of like, oh, you know, oh, Prince died, like, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. We're gonna move on. But very few shook me up. But unfortunately, two of those very few happened in the last few weeks. The first one being the voice of Batman, the animated series,
I don't even know who that is.
Kevin Conroy. I'll look that up. Oh, you just put no, Kevin Conroy. Just type in right there. So he is the voice of Batman. Like, he's like the definitive voice of fucking Batman.
Can I hear his voice? Let me hear him. You can just play it on yours too, Enzo. I don't need to hear it through here. Go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, just he's like a voice of an entire generation. Our generation, you know, this is like the voice that we know for Batman. He did. Jim's trying to hear his voice.
All right, turn this off.
Enzo's
Yeah,
picked
I
like the
mean,
worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I
just can't think
type
of
it
it. I
like
can't
animated series clip. Just type that Batman
Yeah, I can't
animated
think
series.
of which Batman.
So
this
that's
is.
what he did. He did the voice of Batman in an animated series, which was iconic cartoon, such an important cartoon, not just for like me or just people in general, but just like as a cartoon, it broke it. Fucking changed things. It was like revolutionary.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, this guy.
He's only making noises.
I know. Why can't I find him? One of
Okay. Yes, I'm familiar now. We're good.
Okay, Jim, fine. Finally.
I'm sorry. I just could not think of his voice.
I mean that show like won awards, and it won awards for good reason. Like the way they animated it, the way that they were able to make this dark cartoon with you know, and have it be appealing to kids, yet still have like this mature dark story to it, you know, and like tone to the story and shit like that, and just good writing in general. And then he voiced Batman throughout his whole life in animated movies and all the Arkham games. which were the first Batman Arkham Asylum, like that broke records. That was like the best rated game of all time. It had like the highest score of any video game.
Yeah, it was a good game
when
too.
It came out.
It was a really good game.
They're all good games. All of them are. So yeah, I don't know. So that was just like, damn, dude, like the voice of fucking Batman, like the voice I know, Batman gone. And then just a few days ago, Jason David Frank died, and apparently it was a suicide, and which is another like holy shit. And he's not like big enough to be like, okay, for anybody that doesn't know who that is, that's the Green Ranger. He's the Green Power Ranger. Right? He played Tommy Oliver, the Green Power Ranger, the White Ranger. That's what he's known for. And definitely not like a big enough star to be part of any club. I don't think so.
I think you'd be surprised.
I don't think so, man. He's I mean, that's it. That's all he's got. Is like Power Rangers.
That's all.
That's it. And that's what kind of made him so great. That's what was so awesome. So really awesome about him was that he knew his role. Like he knew his place. Like he knew, oh, I'm famous for being the most popular Power Ranger of all time. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna ever be famous for. And he rode it, right? He just rode that wave, and he rode it well. And he never got too cool for it. You know what I'm saying? Like he never got beyond. Oh, that's beyond me. Like he was always down to come back and reprise the role.
Yeah, because he's fucking
of the Green Ranger,
money, dude. He was fucking
whatever. That's fine.
Fucking nickel a day coke habit.
Sure, that's fine. But the thing is that he still did it, and he did it for if he did it for money, that's fine. But he also did it for the fans.
Had that motherfucker caught Iron Man, dude, he'd have been like, "Fuck that shit! I ain't doing that. I'm in Marvel movies now, pussies."
Yeah, maybe. But he didn't. So you know what I'm saying? And but no, he was just like, I don't know. He was fucking cool. Like he was like really about his fans. Like really awesome to his fans. And the fact that like he always like he would reprise the role. He fucking would. He was like famous amongst the nerd world for how good he was to fans. Like how he would stay. He'd stay like 2 hours after an event just to make sure everybody got to meet him. You know what I'm saying? Like he would sign anything.
Pussy, dog.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Power
like knows what it's about,
pussy, dude.
Jake's trying to look at the positive.
Anything wrong with that?
I'm not hating, no.
Anything wrong
Look
with
at
that,
him.
That,
You know he was getting that.
Fuck yeah, dude. He got Power Ranger pussy. Are you kidding me? Yeah. He was an MMA fighter too.
That's tight.
But yeah, so he just, and it's really weird. Everybody was like, everybody in that fucking nerd world was like really shook about it because like he's been promoting this new movie for like the last 2 years, like hardcore,
like a Power Ranger movie.
So that's the thing. It was like he like knows his role. Like he knows what his he's always gonna just be a Power Ranger. That's it.
Yeah.
Like he ain't getting that movie. He ain't getting that Marvel deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so have you guys ever heard of Bat in the Sun Productions? Mm-mm. Bat in the Sun Productions is just like this company that went big on YouTube, and how they went big is they were making these short films.
Yeah, the Power Rangers versus Batman.
And what they do is they would take like characters, like Wolverine and Batman, and they would go to like these Comic-Con events and shit, and they would ask the crowd like who would win in a fight between Wolverine and Batman. And then they would get everyone's vote. And then what they do is they would film this really high production, like really well done short film about Batman versus Wolverine. And then at the end, whoever got the most votes killed the other character. right? But then they would always a week later they would release that, and then a week later they would release the alternate,
opposite?
the alternate version.
Okay, so that way
ending of it.
happy.
Exactly,
That's cool.
exactly. And the thing about it though is that all their shit was fucking it's just really well done.
No, it's great.
It's like really well done, and it's it's all like independent. In especially for it being independent, how well it is, and they do all these ones, and there was like a couple Green Ranger ones, and there was a White Ranger one, and the first one was the White Ranger versus Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. If you want to look that one up. And really fucking awesome fight scene, and everybody was really excited about it. And it starts off with the White Ranger like saving this girl from Scorpion, and they start fighting and everything like that. And there's a big fight, and all of a sudden he stabs Scorpion through the head with his sword, right? And he stops, and then at the end he takes off his helmet, and it's Jason David Frank. And everybody lost their shit in the nerd world because it was like, oh shit, like he reprised his role.
I lost my shit. I
did?
did. Yeah, because Jake definitely put me onto these.
Oh, you saw this? You were
Yeah. Jake's put me onto these.
Like it's really good fighting, and like that's him in the outfit and everything. They did really good choreography and shit. But then after this, he reprised the Green Ranger, I think twice. After this, in these two, so basically he developed a relationship with these dudes, with this production company. Right, and they actually got together, and they are the ones that were making his movie, which is called the Legend of the White Dragon, and it's not Power Rangers, but it's like an alternate universe of Power Rangers. So if you look, you can look that up, and you can see that like what I mean by that. Like it's not Power Rangers, but they wanted it to feel like Power Rangers.
Okay.
All right. And it's by this company, so it's not like they're not getting Hollywood money in it.
That scene was sick. They did like
cool, yeah.
they
The
did
shoot?
yeah.
Yeah.
And they did like a Mortal Kombat thing where he comes from the
each
other
side.
frame.
Yeah.
It's like live action.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, dude. And they got a ton of them. They got a ton of different characters that fight, and they're all fucking good. And I think they got like Batman versus Predator and shit like that. They got Darth Vader versus Batman. All of them really good. But I want to see stab him in the fucking head.
I know.
But yeah, so anyways, this is who they're making the movie with, and it's like I said, it's not Hollywood money coming out of it, being put into it and shit like that. So he's really been, with that kind of movie like that, with this kind of company and the lack of money, promotion's really a big deal. Like you gotta promote the shit out of that, and that's what he's been doing. And like I followed him. I've always followed the dude. Like I watch his lives and shit.
Can you back that up real quick?
Watch his lives and everything like that. Always just super positive. Always super positive. Always thankful for everybody and his fans.
You didn't let it play out. It was a good pause though.
We're watching Bat in the Sun. If you go on YouTube, type in Bat in the Sun, and you'll see what we talk about.
Yeah.
Just click on any of the videos, and if you're into like comics or video games and shit like that, you'll enjoy any of them.
Oh yeah, the reveal right there.
Yeah. So he's been promoting the shit out of his movie, and so everybody, and like I said, always positive, always thankful. Like it just always seemed like, he's got his shit together. So it was really shocking to find out that he fucking
Did you
killed
see
himself.
that clip of him like outside? He was like in a mask, and he's talking about everyone can be a hero. He's got all this like fake jewelry on.
Okay.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
The man is dead. Respect him.
Respect him.
No, I'm not.
I just said he ain't got the Hollywood money,
No,
Kim.
he doesn't.
All right, he's
for
doing the
sure.
best he can.
But there was a video of him like being positive with like a group of people talking about like be a
Okay.
hero, put your mask on. No, he doesn't say that. But he has to have a mask on the whole time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure he's in LA, and
Well, yeah.
they
he's
still have
dealing
to.
with a lot of nerds and shit.
They still have to wear
liberals
masks
and
too.
stuff. Yeah, just really always like, is it the one where he's like, don't ever say, sorry. You probably hear this all the time. You're probably sick of hearing this.
Yes. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's he's got tons. I mean, fans got tons of videos like that. And that video Jim's talking about, he's outside, he's talking to a fan, and he's like, And they said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I bet you're sick of hearing this, but you're my hero." And so he like addresses that, and he addresses it to the rest of the fans, and he's like, don't ever say you're sorry about telling me I'm your hero. He's like, if anybody ever says they're sick of that, he's like, don't wait in their line.
Yeah.
Because I'll never be sick of you saying that.
He's like, anybody got any perks?
Yeah. Probably. I mean, the dude's a martial artist, right? Yeah. Like,
perks.
Kept him in a good mood, right?
My knees are sore.
But I mean, we're talking about fucking Tommy, bro, the Green Ranger. Like, I remember Netflix came on. Netflix put on the original Power Rangers on. Man, Hayden was like a baby. I remember I saw it on Netflix, and I was like, oh shit! Like, I'm gonna watch the Tommy scene, the Tommy arc, right? Because I remember it was like a 5-episode arc when Tommy was introduced to the Power Rangers, right? It was like 5 episodes. He comes in, he's the new guy. Rita gets him, turns him bad. Well, he comes in, he's like this, martial art G. Like the new G in martial arts.
Yeah.
Jason's all jealous, right? Rita gets him, turns him bad, fucking gives him the Green Ranger power, sends him off, and the motherfucker just works those bitches, dude. He like works them like by himself.
Yeah, and we were everyone, like, as soon as he was introduced, like, all fans of Power Rangers were all, like, on board with Tommy.
As soon as he turned into a Green Ranger, like, it was like nobody gave a fuck that he was bad. Everyone was just like, this guy is so fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
Like, his outfit looked different. Mm-hmm. Dude, like, he fucking, like, breaks into the Zord and shit, the Megazord, right? Like, fucking breaks into that shit. I remember
Doesn't he fuck it up?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It like he like shows him jump onto it, and then like it shows that classic view of them all in there, right? Like in the big Zordon thing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the fucking door opens behind him, like the cardboard door opens behind him, and he like comes in all serious, and they're all like, "What the fuck?" And he whoops the shit out of him, and fucking yeah, dude did work.
He was iconic too. Were you a Power Rangers fan, though?
I mean, I remember watching it, but I don't remember any of this stuff, like any of the details.
This is all I remember because this was like so pivotal when Tommy. I mean, and I remember him becoming the White Ranger.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
They did they left you at a cliffhanger.
Yep, from season. Like you had to wait till next season.
Yeah. It panned down and you knew there was a White Ranger, and you're like, holy shit, a White Ranger, and then like. It stopped at like his head or some shit. Yeah. Because I remember being on the bus in like fucking like kindergarten or some shit, and people being like, "I saw his ear. It showed his ear." Yeah, it's Jason. Like.
And Jake's going like, "Hit the cigarette."
We're like, no. Yeah, man. It was and it's crazy because we all know that. Power Rangers was a brilliant show because who was it? It was like Sabra or something that bought the rights from Japan because it was a Japanese show called Super Sentai. All right, and Japan it was already going for a while, and they already had they were already like 4 or 5 seasons in, right? And the dude bought it. This guy bought the rights to it, turned it American. Got some actors, and instead of like refilming everything, he just took all the footage from the Japanese
and dubbed it,
all the fight scenes and the costumes, and dubbed it, right? And then they would do a little bit extra here and there
with the new characters. Rita, all of her parts were dubbed, right?
No, she was actually. I think she was actually.
Someone was dubbed in it.
Yeah, she might have been dubbed.
I think she was dubbed, at least in the beginning, the first few seasons.
Yeah, she might have been dubbed.
Which is cool because it gave you... I mean, I didn't think of this, like, nuanced aspect of it at the time, but it made it feel like you were watching a Japanese, kung fu movie.
Yeah.
So
and it was really cheap for them.
Yeah, sure.
Because they did that. They basically, all the expensive stuff was already filmed,
So they just had to do like a WB show.
They just they just had to do a WB show and copy and paste and shit.
Yep.
And so, the Green Ranger was a thing in Japan, right? But I'm pretty sure how it worked there, like their stories were a lot different. And I think he was just like one season.
I had that toy.
The Green Ranger was just basically like one season. Toy. I had like a bunch of toys.
Yeah,
bro.
You had the big guy toy.
Yeah, and so the Green Ranger wasn't like if you went to Japan, they're not crazy about the Green Ranger like he is here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's not like that over there. So it's like Jason David Frank, made this iconic character,
Who was your favorite Ranger before the Green Ranger?
Probably Jason, right?
Yeah.
Or Zach, the black one. I always liked the black one.
Who's the red one was Jason, right?
Red one was Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
They actually had beef in real life.
Yeah. Yes.
Because he was like really young. Jason was like, I think he was like 17 or some shit, and he would and Jason David Frank was older, a little bit older. And I forgot that guy's name. Austin,
the guy who played
something.
Jason?
Yeah, something Austin. But I guess he was like super cocky and would like talk all this like martial arts shit. And Jason David Frank would be like, "You're full of shit. Like I'm better than you." like he was better, but he was like way more. He was humble, where the guy that played Jason wasn't humble, and would always talk like he would disrespect martial arts in his eyes, type shit.
Has he done anything else?
He just got in some trouble lately for some like fraud shit.
Did he do anything?
What's his name? Austin. Go up.
Austin St. John is Jason Lee Scott.
Austin St. John. Are you saying Power Ranger wise?
No, just like movie wise.
None
of them did.
No.
Kimberly? No.
She did some. I mean, like low
B-roll
stuff. Yeah. Like low type stuff.
And everyone had the hots for Kimberly too.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But check that out. So in the, do you remember how she had like the dress?
Yeah.
Right? And the Trini, or is it Trini?
The Asian?
Trini? Yeah. Trini or something. She didn't, right? That's because in the Japan version, the Yellow Ranger was a dude.
Oh.
Right? And so that's why hers isn't like a woman's version of it.
They would have made her trans now.
Definitely,
sure.
bro.
For sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
100%. She died in a horrible car accident.
Damn, this is like the plague of the Rangers.
Yeah, a while ago. That might have been in like the 90s that happened.
Damn, there's like a whole thing of
very violent.
What did these people know?
September 3rd, 2001.
Did they know where the plane was?
Maybe, bro.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Tommy has such an effect on me. I'm pretty sure Green Ranger is the reason I have the relationship I have with my mom. Like this, like love hate, like super hot cold, like type of relationship where we can like get in these hardcore fights.
You and your mother?
Me and my mom.
And this stems from the Green Ranger?
I think it does, man.
What?
I got a core memory. I have a fucking core ass memory. So I mean, we're talking what? I had to have been first grade.
Early elementary school for sure.
Yeah, like first. I think it was like first grade. Went to the mall. They had a toy. My mom would always take. I'd have to always go shopping with my mom, right? Clothes shopping. She would go to like Fashion Bug and.
Dude, Jake's fits were fucking fire too. They were fire, dude.
So, but no, I would have to go shopping for her, like her shopping.
Her fits were fire too, though.
Yeah, dude.
Your mom was into some fucking wild shit.
Anybody out there know of a place called Fashion Bug? You let me know. Let us know in the fucking comments of our videos. I want to know if you know what Fashion Bug is.
I remember Fashion Bug.
Because I used to spend time in Fashion Bug, and it was fucking boring, dude. I fucking hated it. There's nothing to do. So at the mall, there's a toy kiosk. They have all these Power Ranger toys that I've never seen before, right? And I had I had the Morphers. I had the gun that changed into the sword. I had the axe, I had a lot of Power Rangers toys. But they had the fucking dagger, the Green Ranger dagger, the flute dagger, right? They had that, and I remember I was like, oh my God, I gotta get this. Like, I need this. I need it. So I told my mom, and my mom was like, dude, okay, you can, if you're good while we shop, I'll think about it, So I did. I I sat in the dressing room with her. I told her everything looked good on her. You know, like fucking. It felt like fucking 4 hours. It might have been like
probably
a half
like
hour,
45 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. But that shit felt like 4 hours, dude. And so then she's like, "All right, let's go look at it." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm getting the Green Ranger dagger," you know. And she looked at it and she's like, "No, we can't get this," you know. It was probably like $100 or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
$60 or something.
Yeah, it was probably something fucking ridiculous. But she said no, dude, and I just like I lost it. I just remember like feeling
straight up
like anger I've never felt
raging
before.
out.
Yeah.
Did you like temper tantrum in the store?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Whole way home.
Probably
said some
scratching,
vile shit.
being mean, dude.
Dude, like I never felt anger like that. I don't think.
This was what awoke the beast.
And I feel like I lost like trust in my mom at that point.
Oh man, this fucked you up.
Yeah,
this fucked you up, dude. And those kids calling you faggots in high school.
That didn't bother me so much.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
real
this
trauma
bothered
coming
me.
out.
All right, yeah.
That's deep trauma. Dude, my childhood was like butterflies and rainbows.
Yeah, you would have got that shit.
I would have. Holy shit.
Yeah. So basically, I guess what I'm trying to get at is
I hate my mom.
hate my mom, and Green Ranger ruined my life. Because if it wasn't for him, I'd probably have a career.
You know what? Good riddance, motherfucker.
Hope you burn in hell, all right?
Shit got dark.
She said it was a love-hate relationship.
No. It just he affected my life, and
he was like the first guy you fanned out on.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? Like the first guy that you like idolized.
Yep. Dude, I mean, just Power Rangers. I use a technique from Power. I remember after every episode,
yeah,
they would have like a little lesson.
Yeah.
To this day, I used to stop, breathe, count to three.
Yeah.
I used that shit. I used it every time we
went
went on
stage. It in that fucking fashion book.
I didn't know it then.
Oh, that's true.
Didn't learn it then.
Yeah.
Haven't learned it yet. Yep.
Stop,
I use
breathe,
that shit.
Count to 3.
Yep. When she it's got this girl and she's all freaking out and shit. And Billy, the gay one, who got bullied on set.
Oh, he was gay, wasn't he?
He got bullied. And
yeah,
shit.
they would have played up that too.
Yeah.
Man, Power Rangers should come back out right now, dude.
No, they out.
They're out.
They've gone for like so many seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Even in like, because I put on some episodes for my kids, and I don't know what year that they came out. The ones I put on for my kids, probably like 2011 or some shit, 2012 ish. But they brought up Tommy in that. Okay. Even in that one, they're like, oh, like this is Tommy Oliver. He's like the most legendary Ranger. So in the lore of Power Rangers, Jason David Frank's character is the most legendary. He's like the original GOAT.
Yeah.
Of Power Rangers. You know.
So I wonder how far I don't know if you touched on it, but did they finish that movie or did they?
People have been asking about it. Apparently, they are going to release it.
Yeah, because they could finish it up probably if they.
Yeah.
You know,
they got
or whatever.
That company's got a Batman one. I've yet to watch. That they did.
Bat in the Sun.
They did a short Batman film.
Oh, okay.
That I have to check out.
Bat in the Sun Productions.
Yeah, Bat in the Sun. And his movie's called Legend. What, they got something going on here? No, okay. I thought maybe they would have like a...
Did they shout out him at all? No?
Oh yeah.
Batman.
Dude, there's so many. It's crazy. I don't think I'm starting to wonder if that dude didn't realize how big he actually was.
How do you murk himself?
I don't know. Nobody said. Nobody knows. You know, and that's, I don't know, man. It's just like I'm saying, man. Everybody's so shook over it because it's fucking weird. It just doesn't. It's just fucking weird. Like, and it doesn't seem like I want to say foul play, but like I said, I don't think he's big enough to be like exposing any secrets and shit. You know, in that world. But then again, like, he
look up like Jason David Frank's views on COVID.
He's
it's like the best way to go about it.
He's here he is making this movie. He's all in on. You know, did he borrow money from some?
Yeah.
You know, from some sketchy characters.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, apparently he's going through a divorce or some shit, so that could be.
Oh yeah, I mean, people do. I mean, life gets dark, and especially gets dark in that world. Just period. I mean,
like
he's a failed actor essentially.
C-lister.
Yeah, I mean he's a failed actor that. I mean, I'm sure he gets loot for going to like
he gets money, dude.
Comic-Con and shit.
Oh yeah, he makes money.
Yeah.
He makes money. Like he was, they did a guest appearance in the new Power Ranger movie.
Yeah, so he got paid for that. It was
like 5 seconds, but he did 2 of them, and he did a vlog on it of him going there and them doing the makeup and shit. And he was talking about getting paid. Like he got paid for that.
Yeah, so he's not. I mean, that doesn't mean shit though. I mean, like you said, he could be truly having like a wild divorce or something, and some real shit, some real life shit happens.
But yeah, you're right. He's like a failed actor, essentially. But that's what I'm saying is, I don't know if he understood at like how many people fucked with him though. You know what I'm saying? Like they might not be like buying his shit or watching his movies now, but like I'm just saying, like I don't know if did he understand how many people fucking like he was a part of their lives. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm seeing way more like tribute shit to him than I thought I would. You know, like somebody will post like a tribute video of it, and it's got like 300,000 likes. Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot.
It was on my TikTok. Like it popped
up. It's on your
up.
TikTok.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't even like look up. You know, I'm not in the nerd world like you are. Like it's like I'm not like geeky about comic books.
But it's popping up because it's getting so many likes.
Yeah,
that's why it's popping up in your feed.
Yeah,
you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, did he know that?
Was
he aware? Because he's probably going to these Comic Cons. He's seeing like, maybe 1,000 to 1,500 people at once.
Jake did post like a cringe like Instagram like put them in your prayers kind of deal.
I didn't say put them in your prayers.
I know, but it's like I always feel like those are like it's so weird. Like
I didn't even say rest in peace in it.
I'm not knocking.
So
I'm just saying.
Why is it cringe?
It's there's the cringe idea of like recognizing the death of celebrity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You said it in the post. I mean, you were like, I don't normally do this. I don't usually freak out for someone's death because it's cringe. And
there's a picture of the Green Ranger, not Jason David Frank.
Yeah. But no, I'm not like hating on your post, but I'm just saying it's always those are like
he literally put gay on it.
He literally did hate on it.
Yeah.
I did.
So
Secret Hideout podcast too. I made sure to do it on that too.
Like, oh, that's those racist guys.
Yeah.
Racist.
Oh my god.
It's not an episode unless we get one.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we got our last one got taken down.
Oh yeah. So I do have a little pop culture. Actually, I'll talk about that later because
we're gonna wrap this up. Anyways.
Yeah.
He died. It sucks.
Yeah. R.I.P. He
meant more to. I think he meant more to more people than he knew.
Facts.
So.
I mean, myself included. I mean,
yeah.
Even though I'm shitting on your post and we're now doing your post essentially on a different form.
Yeah.
But like he was a big deal. And he did seem like a positive dude.
He was very awesome to his fans. And that's what was really important.
And he was like the epitome.
He's like the epitome of what you should be to your fans.
Yeah,
if you have any type of power or,
that one TikTok that we were talking about, like it struck a chord with me. I was like, this guy's legit.
Yeah.
He's like, don't stand in their lines. Fuck those people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm here for you.
Yeah. Like, dude, real quick. I was actually going to see him.
Like meet him?
Yeah, bro.
Jeez, bro.
I was 2 years ago. It was like, about a year and a half, about a year ago. He was showing up at some collector toy place by my parents' house.
Okay.
Right? And I was like, oh shit, like I'm just gonna pop in there, go to my parents,
sweet talk him.
Yeah.
Take him out for
his autograph.
No, I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go take my kids to my parents, and stop by there and get a picture with them or some shit,
Yeah.
And I would have, because I would have got been able to get a picture. I don't have anything for him to sign. I don't own anything. That's all in the mail right now. But
what, you're getting it all?
Oh shit!
I got the whole Green Ranger outfit.
Oh my god!
I'll put that on you.
Please do.
Okay.
It'll make me feel powerful if you do that.
Take me 9 hours, but I'll take care of it.
It will make me feel powerful, Jim. Because they never had a green suit for like the Halloween costumes.
No, it's always white.
It was white but it was mainly just the OG ones.
The red.
Like I was the Red Ranger.
Yeah, I was the Red Ranger
costume.
I probably wore yours, to be honest.
I wore that so much. But anyways, yeah,
I used to wear that as like pajamas.
I would just wear that shit.
Yeah,
I had the
wear
gloves
it.
that made noises.
Wore it to like
dude,
Easter one year.
Probably.
I swear. Or like Christmas.
Yeah, dude. It fucking had like the helmet and everything. But anyways, yeah, I was just gonna go see him because it was on my day off too. So I thought.
Story's getting more interesting.
Turns out though, I had the days wrong. So it was a Saturday instead of a Sunday.
Oh,
So-
so you missed them?
So I missed them.
Did you go showing up, dude?
No,
All
I found
this
out.
shit,
I
like his
found out.
magazines and stuff.
I was telling some
Wearing
dude
the
that
costume again.
The Red Ranger.
the red one.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm like, it's all right. I color it green. You sign it. Fucking yeah. So some dude at my work was like, "Oh, that's today." He actually knew about it.
Yeah.
It's weird. I was like, "Well, oh, you know."
Then you guys
He's a big
bonded
fucking
forever.
nerd too.
You guys bonded forever.
You wouldn't want to hang out with this guy either. But yeah.
Nah.
So what do you got?
I watched a movie on Netflix that was actually pretty good. It was what's it called? It's called The Night House. It's really, really good. Actually, pull it up on IMDb, Enzo. Because it's got this chick in it. What's that chick, the lead girl's name?
Rebecca Hall.
Rebecca Hall. I don't know what else she's in, but she's in some other shit. But it's a really good movie. It's about this. It's kind of a haunted house movie. Like a thriller horror.
She's in that Midsummer, right?
Godzilla vs Kong.
Is she in Midsummer?
No, maybe it's not. Wait, keep going down. What did Midsummer come out?
Keep going down a little bit.
No.
God, she looked familiar, and now I'm looking at all these movies. And I don't.
Transcendence.
Iron
Iron
Man
Man
3.
Go up. Let me see a picture.
Like
of her.
the only Iron Man I've never seen. But
Oh, okay. No.
do you know who she is?
No.
No? She was great in this. Hold on, what's that happening right there?
Oh, I remember her in Iron Man 3 now. She's like the girlfriend of like the bad guy.
Okay. Whatever. She knocks it
Anyways.
out the park in this movie. It's
And it's called what? Night House?
um
Night House. I think I know what you're talking about.
The Night House.
I think I was almost going to watch this one day. A long time ago, before it was on Netflix.
It was definitely just we were looking for a movie, couldn't find a movie.
Yeah. It looked interesting. I
Yeah.
watched the trailer and I was like, oh, we
That's
should watch
what we
this.
did. We watched like 3 trailers. Finally watched the trailer of it.
Yeah. But the reason we didn't is because it was a rental.
Oh, you had to pay
Yeah.
for it. I'd check it out.
And
It's
I was
on
broke
Netflix.
at the time.
It's,
Okay, yeah, I'll watch
It's
it.
really good. It's a good haunted house.
Mindfuck, kind of?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mind fuck.
Okay.
It's definitely like a psychological thriller.
Right. That's
Yeah.
that's the vibe I got.
Yeah, and it's got that like
What's that Harrison Ford movie?
yes, What Lies Beneath.
What
That's what I
Lies-
was just going
yeah,
for.
that's what
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's exactly what that was where I was just going. But it's great acted. It's got some really cool the way that they do. It's got a good twist to the end of it.
Okay.
I don't want to give out too much because it's
Right,
a good
don't.
movie. Yeah, but it's shot really well.
Yeah, no, it
All
looks
the
great.
haunting scenes are fucking good. It's scary.
Yeah.
They do that pose that's all over TikTok in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking
The
about?
bending pose.
The whole movie's about that like demonic bend
Okay, cool.
of. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away. Everyone should check it out
Yeah.
though. It's called The Night House. It's on Netflix.
We'll
It's-
probably either watch that tonight or tomorrow, actually.
yeah, it's definitely it's really good. Rachel didn't really like it, but
That's all right.
yeah, she fell asleep though too, so it's a little slow burn, a little bit.
Off on her.
It's a slow burn. Yeah, I am for sure. But yeah, we dug it, or I dug it at least.
Okay.
And then we also watched. I rewatched Donnie Brasco, which I've seen.
I
a
recently
million
watched
times.
that, like probably 2 months ago.
Yeah, and
Actually,
dude, how fucking good is
that's
that
great.
movie?
It's a
man?
great movie.
It's what it's got. It's like because it's a mob movie. It's got this mob, like this informant movie. If you've never seen Donnie Brasco, sorry, I don't know.
It's based on a true story.
Yeah, and there's no spoilers or anything. He's a fucking cop.
Yeah.
But like,
No, that's like.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no twist to the end of it. But it's actually really the way his relationship with Al Pacino
Yeah.
is almost like cutesy at times. It's
bromance.
a bromance.
For sure.
It's just like
It's like a rom-com.
it is. It's almost a rom com,
Yeah.
and it's almost shot that way too.
What's his name? Is Lefty or something? Or?
Lefty. Yeah.
So his character is great in that movie because
Oh,
it's so what
he's
makes
a
it
failed mobster.
exactly. That's what
Yes.
makes him great is that he's like he's this mobster that's not really.
Yeah, you get to see.
He's like on the verge of being somebody, but he's not.
You always
He
see
never
the
got it.
movies about the boss and like the
Yeah.
guy, the main guy that's fucking getting girls and doing like,
Yeah.
this guy lives in a fucking 1-bedroom apartment and he's
Right.
like owes money to the bookies downtown and
Yup.
he's older than all the guys around him, but he's not.
He's like a washed up rock star.
Yes.
That's walking
Yeah.
around in his tight leather jacket still and
yeah,
losing his hair.
and there's I don't know. There's something romantic.
That's you
about-
out there. No offense.
Yeah.
The world needs you.
Yeah,
Okay?
absolutely. Keep it up, bro.
Yeah, keep it going.
But there's like a romantic, like a bromance feel to the characters of Al Pacino and Johnny Depp, and their interaction throughout the whole movie is just brilliant. And I almost saw it in a different light this time. Like I just watched it, not because I've always thought of it as like a badass mob movie. And it's really not a badass mob movie. It has like aspects of badass mob movie, but it's really got this like cheeky, like funny undertone, like romantic comedy feel almost of the relationship between Johnny Depp and Al Pacino.
Yeah.
And there's some darkness in it for sure, but they're like,
Yeah.
but those parts are like underneath it.
Mhm.
The overtop feeling of it is like, I remember I think Rachel even was like, oh, like she said like they're cute or something. Oh, they're cute.
Yeah. Yeah. They like fight like a couple. With
Yes,
that.
yeah. It's
Over
it's-
some like dumb shit. Like
For sure.
Lefty gets jealous of something. You
yeah,
know?
and that, we've all had like it reminds me of like me
he's
and Josh.
He's
hanging
not.
out.
He's not showing. He starts to not show Lefty enough attention.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah,
He starts hanging out with the mob, the boss guy, and like
in Florida and
he's getting a
shit.
side piece.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Shows like when he's like, go to the bow. He's like, I'll
Yeah.
stay at the stern, you go to the bow. And like they're both sitting at like the opposite ends of the boat.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of pouting about like not being like
With
with
each
each other.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. The director came out and said that Donnie Brasco is actually about transsexualism.
Shut up.
Yeah. And
No, he didn't.
no,
Oh,
he didn't.
God damn.
He probably did actually.
Yeah,
I don't know.
straight
You know what
up,
I'm saying?
he
Last
did.
few years. Right. I don't know who
Yeah.
directed that one. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a classic. That's that's what really made
Who
forget
did that?
about it.
Oh yeah.
Forget about it. That's what made that. Really,
It's a
really
funny
popular.
movie.
Mike
though.
Newell.
It's a funny movie.
Yeah, I never knew that. Who that guy is?
Yeah. What else has
Oh,
he
it was
done?
a book.
Yeah, it's a real story,
I
man.
didn't know that.
You've never seen
I've
Donnie
never even
Brasco?
seen it.
I think
No.
it's based off the transcripts.
You're
of that.
Italian.
He ain't that Italian.
I got nothing to say about that.
He ain't like that. Joe would for sure
Yeah,
have seen
Joe.
it.
Yeah, Joe have
Yeah.
seen it.
Joe's seen all those.
Yeah. Joe's more whoppy.
Yeah.
Can I say whoppy?
Sure, I don't.
Thank you.
You're good.
There's one right there.
You're good. He said
You
it's
got
fine.
permission.
Yeah.
You got the W permission.
He says it's fine.
Yeah.
Just means without papers, right?
I don't know what it
think
means.
so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Donnie
yeah.
Brasco.
Donnie
great.
Brasco.
Yeah.
Always good. Always a good one to go to.
Did you end up watching that did you watch or listen to Joe Rogan with Graham Hancock, Randall Carlson?
I listened to most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get to the part where Randall Carlson was talking about the energy?
I don't know. Maybe he lost. Okay, hold on. So I will go. My plan is to go back to it because I listen to things in sections.
Yeah, it's a long one too. It's like 3 hours.
He loses me. I'm not hating on him in any way.
Who?
The other guy,
Randall Carlson.
Super smart. But maybe it's because I'm listening to him at work.
Are you not watching it?
No, I have to listen to it. So he was losing me on like the river shit and everything like that. Like a little too in depth.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
which I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying.
Dude does like 9-hour lectures on this shit.
Yeah,
like,
you can tell.
Yeah, he does.
You know?
He does really in depth.
Like, because I'll be doing something.
Topography.
I'll be like,
topography. Is that right?
What is
I
it?
don't know.
Topography, like the lay of the land.
Topography.
Topography.
Yeah.
Topography. Yeah.
Like I'll be doing something at work and I gotta like focus on something real quick, and then all of a sudden like I come back and he's talking about like these rivers and shit, and I'm like, all right, I don't know what he was just talking about for the last like 10 minutes. You know?
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
It's actually
But
geography.
Yeah, but it is a good one though.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah. Did you feel the baseness of Randall Carlson? See, I don't think you got far enough yet in it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely. What's his name?
Graham Hancock.
Graham Hancock. Started feeling that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really liking when he was talking about like how the Plato talks about Atlantis,
Yep.
and like how he talks about it lines up perfectly with when they think this thing happened. So like, you know, like
The
the
Younger
science,
Dryas
like, the
impact.
scientific data of like when this great flood happened lines up perfectly as to what Plato wrote.
Yeah, like
and
years.
dated.
Yeah, the dates.
Like
yeah.
the date, like his said like 900 years ago.
Yeah.
This happened, and that would have been the same date.
And like how Graham
Logos talks about that in that video.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Graham Hancock like also says like he's like we should take more accountability to the things that we think of like fairy tales.
Yeah.
Like he's like we shouldn't think of these as just fairy tales.
We gotta stop like dismissing the myths.
Yeah, dismissing the
history,
myths. Yeah.
Achilles.
Because
and
they
all
mean
that.
something.
Yeah.
You know, they're there for a reason.
For sure.
You know, and that I've always thought about that anyways. And you know what movie always made me think that way in general? Just like not about like myths, but just about like movies and books in general, was the movie The Faculty. Do you remember The Faculty with Josh? That was like Josh Hartnett's first big
It's an
movie.
alien movie.
Josh Hartnett, Elijah Wood. Great fucking movie, man.
That's a good one.
Great fucking movie.
90s.
Hardcore 90s, bro. Aliens take over the small town. These high school kids got to fight it. Josh Hartnett's character is a drug dealer, created a new amphetamine drug.
Yeah.
And they find out that it dries them out because they need water and shit.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, his character, Elijah Wood's character, says, you know, in that movie, he says, and I watched that movie at grandma's.
I'd see that.
I rented that with grandma when I was fucking
Okay.
real young, right? And he says in there, he's giving a speech. He's like, what if all these books we read, like Body Snatchers and movies and everything,
Yeah.
he's like, what if they're all based on something real? He's like, wouldn't it make sense that they're all based on something, like comic books and everything, like superheroes? It's because that person's seen something in their life.
Yep.
You know, they experienced something, and that's what gave them the inspiration. So that always stuck with me throughout my whole
for
life.
Sure. And I mean, didn't it? That
And-
whole like Graham Hancock, Randall Carlson, Rogan discussion, like it touched me with like a lot of the stuff we've been talking about on the pod too, like and like including the Asha Logos videos and stuff. Like there was just all these like, I was just like, my brain was just like firing like all these connections. I'm like, oh my god, like
Yeah, and it was cool because right after that though, because you know the algorithm reads our minds and shit. I saw something about Atlantis, right, and it showed this map that had this giant continent in between North America and Europe. In the middle of that,
okay, like a secret continent.
it was like a big ass continent in the middle of
Daggerland.
those two continents, and it on the map
Doggerland.
it was labeled Atlantis.
Okay,
And the whole thing was talking about how Atlantis has been talked about throughout history in historic texts and ancient texts and shit like that. And so that map is based on like how it was talked about. Like it was like this big fucking like advanced
it was a
continent
Yeah.
basically. that sank.
And it's funny, my buddy Augie, who I was talking about coming on the show, he's like, he did like spit a little bit of Tartaria. He's like, and Tartaria is one of the offshoots of Atlantis. Our planet is still considered a sub-Atlantean slave race. So saying that we're like the product of
their slaves.
Maybe, I don't know. That's just a thing, a little idea that he interjected into it.
We don't know shit about our history
because we think of them with the Tartaria, and like we think of them as like a peaceful, at peace
Kryptonians or some
shit.
Like,
like that they were not, but they also the opposite of that could be is that they are the ones that run it all.
Yes, it's you made me think Kryptonian, and it's actually funny because I don't know where I've seen this, but in somewhere in my life, whether it's through a comic book or something, I've somebody talked about the idea of like how in Superman and everything, Krypton is always portrayed as like, you know, like Krypton is always known as super advanced. Like everyone's super advanced. They're super, you know, very scientist-based world and everything, advanced in technology and medicine and all that shit.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's always portrayed as like this like cool kind of like nice place and everything. But someone basically broke it down that for it to be like that, it would probably be like super total
authoritarian.
Yes.
Fascist, basically.
Very fascist. It would be like a fascist place because it's so advanced and everything like that. You know, like that's how you get there.
That's how you get there, bro. Makes you think.
You gotta be under, you know, living in a fascist society.
Yeah,
so,
I think so.
I mean, you know, that could be like what fucking Atlantis was.
For sure.
Very fascist like.
Yeah.
And we could have been slaves and everything like that.
But. Yeah, and I mean we could be. That's what they're trying to recreate right now is, you know, through like all this technology and everything, like
right.
the interconnective subhumanism of like being able to think or talk to each other, communicate without ever talking, without ever being in the same room, all that shit. You know, that's all part of the plan. It's not milk and honey on the farm with goats in the family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's more like sitting in a chair with your Oculus on.
Yeah.
Like, you know, getting a feeding tube and, you know, getting overstimulated and, you know, having your dick in like a masturbator machine. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just milking you and taking all your semen and making more humans.
I wonder how all that plays though with Jesus and shit though.
In terms of what?
Like where?
Where what? In terms of time?
Yeah. You know, because
Dude,
like I think doesn't the Bible suggest that it's like 6,000 years old?
I don't know
the Earth.
The exact answer to that, I can look it up. But what I was going to say is, if we're talking about things that are 50 years, that history 50 years ago, that might have been muddled, or even 20, 30 years ago, like just think of all the things that we don't know about the last 2,000 years. And then this stuff, it's like Doggerland,
years,
it's like over 15,000 years ago, you know? And it's like, think about how much has been hidden or changed. What you were saying about the whole slave race thing reminded me of something that Asha Logos talks about in the Oralinda video, the first one. He says that in this book that refers to like the collapse or the flooding of Atlantis, they say that it says that like there was this big disaster, whether it was like a natural disaster or some sort of reset, and when it happened, it caused a big portion of this people's land to be, some of it flooded with water, and then other areas the land like came up through the water, so other like races of people were now able to like cross over the land bridge to them, for example. And it says in that book, it just made me think that what you said about being their slaves or whatever, it says in that book that all these people that were from this area of Altland or Atlantis or whatever, that they became their slaves, or they were killed by all these like new tribes that came in after the disaster. And I don't know, man. It's just like really interesting to think about. I mean, who really knows what history?
I think Tripoli had a guy on spitting that shit.
Yes.
About
He
That's
did.
amazing
coming in,
connections, dude.
enslaving.
So you're saying they came in and enslaved
Yeah,
the
so
Atlanteans?
the Atlanteans were like living in that area. This is what Asha Logo says. I can't pretend that I'm an expert, but I've seen the video enough times that he says that according to this book, the Oralinda, this race of people, the Frisians or the Frisians or something like that, they have like super white skin, blue eyes, like almost white blonde hair, really tall. We're living in this area called Altland. It was like up by whatever
England.
landmass, yeah, you're talking
Yeah.
about, like in
But-
between the two or by England or wherever it was. And some disaster happened where, like, I don't know exactly what that book refers to, but you talked about Plato mentioning it in his
The Younger
Chronicles.
Dryas Impact is what the Graham Hancock and them,
That's what
they
they're
talk
postulating.
Great
about.
flood.
A great flood.
and
yeah.
it like destroyed some of the land. Other areas came up, and what they say in that book is those people, the Magas, came. I guess that's what they were called. The Magas came over the land bridge, then through like this area of like forest and shit, and then they were basically over the next 100 years killing them or enslaving them. And so
The people
they,
that got fucked up
the
in,
peop-
in the disaster.
in the disaster, and so
that's
because
not
they
true.
didn't have any history written after that because of the disaster, those people, the Magas, were the ones that were in control, basically. Like,
Deleted their history.
yeah, that's what this guy kind of like suggests.
That's what happens. I mean, look at the Library of Alexandria and shit like that, right? That's like just what happens. It burnt. Yeah, it wasn't an accident. That shit set on fire,
No,
right?
yeah.
Like,
I mean, everything in the Great Wars, in World War One, World War Two. I mean,
yeah,
how much history was, and I mean,
Deleted.
and then the Vatican stole a lot of that too.
yeah,
Like the Vatican, like withholds all of that.
Yeah.
Withholds a lot of it.
yep.
Yep.
Or at least the fragments of it,
Yeah.
and shit like that. You know, they could tell a lot of it.
Yeah.
But what we're thinking, even in the last, I mean, if we even going back to like 9/11 and shit, and we're thinking just even the last like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years of like things that were just now like, well, yeah, that was totally like JFK assassination. Like, we're going to go throughout all our lives and our parents' lives. Probably a lot of people are like, something was fishy with that. But like 60, 70 years from now, will anyone even give a fuck about these things? Or will they realize like maybe the narrative wasn't the truth? You know, or they'll be onto some new shit and they won't even be realizing until like someone looks way back and is like some nutcase like conspiracy theorist is.
Well, no, they're all going to be in their Oculus with their dick sucking
Yeah.
machine on,
Yeah.
and they're going to be completely.
Those people will be eliminated.
Well, yeah, they'll just be used as batteries at
Yeah,
that point, like thought batteries and mind batteries, and like they'll just, like I said, like literally probably steal your semen and
Dude,
make more batteries.
they've got everything just so wrapped up so that the majority of people aren't questioning like anything, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean that's the whole rewriting history. I mean, gosh, you know, like to not think that didn't happen 12,000 years ago. I mean, we watch it happen now. Like truthers see it happen now. Truthers have like watch people who are newly red pilled watch it happen with COVID. Like
Yeah.
they're like, I mean, this is kind of a stretch in a little bit, but I mean now like CNN and shit's being like, we never said ivermectin.
Didn't
We
not
suggested,
just work,
yeah, we
maybe.
suggested it. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like, and then you see truthers like call that shit out,
Yeah.
but like the normie,
Yeah, they're like, no, we never said that. They
Yeah.
never said that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, they did.
yeah. Well, no, then they'll just jump onto whatever they're saying now. So if they're like, you know, so you
Yeah.
know, in 5 years, people are going to be using ivermectin to cure the common cold that they call the vid, and
Yeah,
you know, and they're going to be like happy about it or whatever. Or someone's
Yeah.
going to be making millions off it or whatever. You know,
Yeah,
fucking one of the big pharmas will rebrand it and sell it. You know, that's just what they'll do and put it in your boosters and shit. Probably not though, because it's helpful.
Hey, hit that pop culture button again.
Pop it, baby.
We got a little off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, that's a good one. I wanted to get into this fucking awesome show that we went through in like 3 days. And the problem is, not a lot of people are gonna watch this. It's on the wrong fucking thing. Okay, it's on this app. Or it's on this streaming company called Epix.
Epics.
Yeah, EPIX,
2 X's or 1 X?
just one X. Yeah, I don't even know what that's an offshoot of. Like,
I think I've seen it though.
So I heard about this show. It sounded it sounded interesting, and so I said, "Oh, you know, we didn't have anything to watch." So we checked it out. It's called From.
From.
Yeah, and it sucks that it's on this channel, on this streaming place, because this should be on fucking Netflix or some shit like that. Awesome show. If you are a fan of Lost, okay, or let's say, were you a fan of Lost, but then
Fell off.
you fell off, or you just you didn't like where it was going, like, this show is for you, because it's basically like a brutal version of Lost, okay? And it's actually got one of the writers or something from Lost, someone that had to do with it, producer or writer of Lost. This guy was in Lost. The main character was in Lost. Yeah. And he's actually from Oz too. But so it's about this family. I'm just gonna give you like a little bit of like a gist. This family's driving, and they're in like a camper, and they're on their way to some camping trip, and they come across a tree in the middle of the road that they can't go around, right? And so they're like, "Oh shit! Like, we gotta go. I saw an exit a mile back there. You just have to go around this tree." So they turn around and they start driving, and all of a sudden they come up to this town, like, and it's like this like real small town. It's got like a diner, it's got some houses, you know, it's got like a post office. They come across it, and the people there are outside, and they're looking at them really weird. And they're like, all right, let's just keep going. So they drive out of this town, and they're driving for like a few miles. All of a sudden they turn, they're just following the road. All of a sudden they're back in this town again.
Okay.
You know, and you learn from the get-go, like, because it starts off in the town, so you know there's something up. So basically, this town exists where people get trapped there. You get trapped, and nobody knows why they get trapped there.
It's kind of like Big Fish. Remember the town in Big Fish that everyone was trapped in?
No, it's different.
Okay.
Basically, what happens is at night you start seeing. So it starts off, and it's the sheriff. This guy plays the sheriff. I forgot his name, but he plays the sheriff, and it starts off with him. He's walking the town. He's ringing the bell, right, and the sun's going down, and everybody's going inside. And you find out what happens is at night, these things come out. These people come out, and they try to get in your house, and they like knock on the window, and they like say things like it shows like this little girl's in her house, and it shows like this like little rock amulet hanging on by their door of their house, and the girl goes by the window, and she opens the window, and she's like, or she hears a voice, and she's like, "It's your grandma, come to the window, it's grandma." You know, and she opens the window, and it's this lady, old woman. She's like smiling, and she's like, "You don't look like my grandma," you know. And she's like, "Come on, just open the window," you know. And the girl opens the window up, and then it turns into like basically like a monster.
Okay.
And it rips her apart, and it rips the mom apart, right? And basically that's what it is. Like at night, these things come out, and they try to get in your house and kill you. If you're outside, you're dead. You get like ripped apart and eaten. And so you're kind of following this new family coming to this town, and you're figuring out what's going on with this town. Like, why is this happening? They don't know nobody in the town knows what's going on or why they're there. They just know like they found these rocks when they first. And throughout the show, it kind of dives into the history, and you find out that when people first started showing up there, like, they didn't have anywhere to hide. Like, they had to find places to hide, and people were getting slaughtered left and right. And then someone found these little amulets and figured out when you put them in your house, they can't come in unless you invite them in, like vampires almost.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like vampire.
But they're not like vampires, but they're not. And so it's just a really fucking cool show. It's like very brutal. It's violent. It's very dark.
So no one knows how they end up in the town, but they all end up staying in the town?
That's all they can do. You can't leave the town.
They can't get out.
Okay.
You can't leave the town, and if you're not
Because the road
inside,
just leads back to
if
the
you're not
town.
hiding by dark, you're
Dead.
dead.
Oh,
You're
okay.
fucking dead. And so he starts saying, hey, so the show's about him. He starts venturing out into the woods, and he's like, I'm going to go see what's out there. I'm going to venture out as far as I can, while these other people are trying to like set up this like, tower for a radio connection, and you're just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. You don't know why, or
Okay.
you don't know anything. They don't know anything.
Yeah.
So it's very Lost-like.
Yes.
They got like, there's like goats and chickens, and they're like we don't know where they're from, but there's like food here. There's always food.
It's
And
like
shit.
almost like they're a petri dish,
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah.
deal.
So there's all these theories. People have these theories. Oh, we're dead. These are aliens. So very, very cool show. Very like, you just want to keep watching.
I never got into Lost, and I wish I would have.
Lost was cool.
But it was long, man. There were
I think
10
it's
seasons?
I think it's
Many
6.
seasons.
What?
Many seasons.
I think it's
Yeah.
6.
Was it only 6?
I think so.
That's not too bad then. I felt like it was like 10 seasons.
Lost was really cool when you're watching it. It's really cool, but then when it ends, you're like, damn, that's
It was one of those for
a lot
sure.
of disappointing because like there were so many things that they just didn't touch back on, and I don't know.
How many seasons is it? See, yeah, look, that's a lot, dog. Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Just type in how many seasons of Lost. How many seasons of Lost? 6.
6.
There you go.
Wow. 6 isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Is
No,
it?
I mean, even if I'm not even saying Lost is bad. Like you can have a good time watching Lost still.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot. They threw in so many curveballs to like the show. It's a brilliant show because every episode ends with a cliffhanger that makes you be like, oh my god, I have to watch next episode.
Sure.
Like it'll be like, oh, you're watching an episode of Lost and you're like, oh, I'm figuring it out. I think I know what's going on, and then all of a sudden, it'll, like the last like 2 minutes, it's like a polar bear's coming out of the forest. And
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
like it ends.
Yeah.
Hence the name of the show isn't really about them being lost. It's kind of about you being lost.
Yeah.
As a viewer.
Yeah. And most people disconnected like 4 seasons in. Like they're just like, I am
It
lost.
gets too much.
I am. Well, I
lost.
was. I was.
You were?
Yeah,
Did
like
you
I was
start
like
watching
into it for a minute, and then I was just like, okay, like
Yeah. So this show is like that, but it's more grounded. Like you're not as lost. Like you're more like, oh, I want to figure out. I want to see what's.
How many episodes have you gotten through?
We finished the whole first season.
Okay, and
Like,
that's all that's out.
in like 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's like 10 episodes. And like I said, it's on this Epic, and you can do a free trial. And
Binge it.
if you watch the first episode, you're gonna binge it. Like that's what's gonna happen. So you get a 7-day free trial. Just don't forget to cancel it, like I did.
Well, maybe someone bigger will pick it up though.
I hope so, because I hope this show doesn't get canceled because it ended fantastically. I was like, holy shit.
Made you want more too.
I want more.
Yeah.
I wish they were like 4 seasons in already. And it's on this Epix app. So check that out from. Yeah. And then real quick, back onto the Tommy thing real quick. I just wanted to say, do you know who Boss Logic is?
Boss Logic?
Yeah,
No.
you ever heard Boss Logic? He's like an artist,
Uh-uh.
like a really famous artist. He does like renderings of a lot of things. Like he'll do like Harry Potter as Wolverine. Like
Show me some of this stuff.
you've never heard of Boss Logic? Got 2.2 million followers. He's like an artist. So he did a really, really, really good post on the Green Ranger right there.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah, he just makes these like really just good art that millions of people love.
2 to be specific. How many followers?
2.2.
2.2
2.2 millions.
But he did a really cool piece with the Green Ranger. I think it really sums it up. He did a really good job summing up the Green Ranger. You got like login and shit.
I know. I didn't know you had to do that for Instagram. Just to look at the photo.
Yeah, and it's just like a little kid, putting on like the Green Ranger boots, and he's got the Green Ranger helmet on, but he's just got like a sweater on.
Yeah.
You know, dressing. It's a little kid dressing up as the Green Ranger.
Yeah, it's a cool photo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it really hits it on the.
I'll pull that up real quick on here. He wrote a nice thing too.
He did.
So R.I.P. Jason.
You should type on there as fuck. You should get gay. Cringe. This is gay. Cringe. Oh man, he's got us canceled, bro. He's got us canceled.
2.2 million.
2.2.
But at Jake made me do that. So you want to roll into some rando? Even though we kind of slid into some random shit that we actually kind of connected to some of the topics that Enzo and I were talking about prior to the show. Hit that.
You
random.
almost hit that energy shit when you were talking about the Graham Hancock.
So yeah, what I was talking about was that Randall Carlson says that he was in contact. He's been in contact with people that are using alternate sources of fuel and energy. And Zoe brought up some.
What do you mean he's in like these people are?
He's been fucking with them. He's been talking to them because they're like the biggest thing that Graham and Randall
these,
Carlson,
like, secret people?
They've been secret people, but their stuff that they're working on is like getting patent now.
Okay.
And they didn't want to release any of it because it was waiting on patents.
Yeah.
And he keeps telling Joe, he's like, oh, I could go into this, but I can't go into it right now because we're going to do 2 hours on this if we talk about it now.
Okay.
And he's like, Joe's like, oh, I'll have you back, in January or some shit. We'll talk about it. But it touches on the idea that we were talking about with like direct energy weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
And using like extraterrestrial technology. And why like Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson are interested in it is because like the biggest question is like, how do you move all these like megalithic objects that like are fucking 6 billion tons or whatever they are.
What when you say megalithic, what do you mean by that? What object are you referring to?
Just any of the ancient stuff.
The pyramids.
Seven wonders
pyramids,
of the
okay.
world.
I mean the
pyramids.
pyramids, all
Sphinx,
of them. The Sphinx,
whatever, gotcha.
all of them. Yeah, I mean
Okay.
like
Yeah, it's been a great debate since
yeah, they said no one
forever.
No one knows how
people
they did
saying,
it.
"Oh, they do
Okay.
know how they did it."
Yeah.
And it's this.
They
and
use
this.
slaves. It's like no, they couldn't have because like it's just too far away. And Randall Carlson interjects talking about this energy and using this like, and they're using sound and spinning. And what was that guy talking about in that Alex Jones video?
The torsional fit. Yeah, that he was talking about spinning.
Spinning, yeah, and like
You should watch it.
using like vibrations to move.
Yeah.
move
Like
things.
Nikola Tesla.
You know what? That dude, the dude on TikTok and Instagram, his name is Phantom Universe. He's all about Graham Hancock, and he does a really good job of explaining this stuff too. Have you ever seen that guy, the bald guy
Maybe
with the beard? He's got like a
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
What's his name?
Phantom Universe. His bio is, I believe civilization is far more ancient than what history books teach us. Don't believe me, though. Do your own research.
Okay, that's
But
about it.
he does a really good job of explaining a lot of this shit that ties into Graham Hancock. And I know he's a fan of Graham Hancock.
Well, and we were getting some, on one of our TikTok posts that we recently posted, people were talking about
direct energy weapons, and like they're like, have you looked into what got us down that rabbit hole? And so
We were talking about the comments, and they said, "Yeah, have you looked into direct energy weapons and the Colorado forest fires?" Right? Isn't that how we started with it?
Yes.
Okay. And then I brought up a video by Greg Reese about in the beginning of the pandemic. Remember when there were those California forest fires that were happening?
Yeah.
And there's a video. Greg Reese makes a video about supposedly that there were direct energy weapons used.
Like he shows like infrared imagery of like the
For
forest
what?
the forest fires.
Oh yeah, I remember that was the thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's like it's basically how like all these houses over here are like disintegrated, and then these trees over here are just perfectly
They're
fine.
chilling, yeah.
Yeah, and the comment on our TikTok was from Anth, and he says, "Look up Colorado DEW direct energy weapon test. Took out homes to the foundation." And I think we tried looking that up. I don't know if we could find it, but
Yeah.
I mean,
know
I've
what you're
heard
talking
of
about,
it, and we've talked about it with like the World Trade Center, how
Yep.
they were like dustified,
And there was cars that were like melted.
yeah,
And shit. Yeah.
and then the idea of that whole like direct energy weapons being used for the forest fires. I mean, how much they could actually use that to,
Just be like,
well,
start a fire.
what do they say too? They say like, I mean, that's all like climate change shit, right?
Yeah.
Like whenever there's forest fires, they're like, oh, the world's heating up, and I mean that could just be them testing these weapons too. And then it's funny that Randall Carlson's talking about like, oh, I'm talking to these people that are using like alternative energy sources, and it's just kind of all like folds in together, like that all this technology is coming out now, and it's I don't know what the full disclosure would be. I don't know if they would disclose it. Like they're never going to be like, oh well, yeah, we use this to take down the trade centers. Like,
Well, they have some like documents out now. Like I don't know if they're like CIA documents that are released or they had to have been released because they're so old. But they have documents of in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s doing actual like weather modification and shit like that, and using like weather, like using like hurricane seeding and using shit like that. And it's like now we find out. But I feel like people just think that that's not
No,
like a real
there's
thing.
actual articles now of like from like mainstream media being like China using
Yeah.
this to change the weather and helping droughts.
The drought. Yeah,
and it's just like like good, happy, like they're doing it for good, and this technology's great, and it's like all of us are like sitting here be like, are you fucking serious?
yeah.
Yeah.
We were saying this shit like 10 years ago,
Dude, 10
and I'm
years.
getting fucking laughed at
If
for it.
China's doing it now and it's in our
You
media,
still
that
would
means
get
it's
laughed
probably
at.
been like 50 years that it's been.
You might
know,
not
like-
get laughed at it now.
If you said that they're controlling the weather, just a broad
No,
statement
if you
like
said
that,
they're controlling the weather for bad now, I feel like that's where it's heading. now.
Okay.
Like that's what it's diving into. Where it's like you could be like, oh, they're controlling the weather,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, yeah, isn't that fucking cool? Like no more droughts and stuff.
You're like,
We
no,
get
what about these
better
hurricanes?
weather and stuff?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, dude. Like they're putting shit that's like giving us cancer and shit in the air. They're like, you're fucking crazy.
yeah, exactly. Yep. No.
Fuck you, you racist. Yeah. You know.
But we did on that rabbit hole we got into pre-show, which maybe I'll put some of it in here, but there was the connections of Nikola Tesla and
Trump's
Frank.
grandfather.
What was his name?
His great
John
his
Trump?
uncle.
John Trump.
It was his uncle.
Yeah.
No,
so
yeah, was it his? No, I think it was his grandfather. Are you sure?
no, it's his. I think it's his uncle.
I think it's his uncle.
Yeah.
Here, I have the clip, anyways. But either way, yeah, it's interesting that they were connected. He was the engineer sent.
We've
in
talked
to-
about that on here
Yeah.
early in the podcast
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
like some Q shit.
Sure. Yeah. For sure. I seen an interesting thing about Q too. I don't know if this is much of a tangent. I don't know if this is going to go off, but I don't know if you sent it to me either. But it was about how Q is actually this AI.
Oh no, I've heard this though.
Bro, that would be.
It's an AI named like Robert or something.
Oh, the one that Elon Musk is referring to.
Yeah. What is it? Is it Adam or something?
Yeah, it's like something like like Carl something. He's like, oh, I had Carl work on this thing,
Yes.
and people think it's a person, but they're saying no. This what he's talking about is this new AI that's fucking supercomputer, type.
Yeah,
shit.
and that's like what they think.
Q might be.
Q might have been was like
For
an
sure.
AI that was
Rogue.
and like releasing information that
Yeah.
it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like classified
That's what's great
information.
about Q, man. That's what's so interesting about Q is you don't know who the fuck it is.
I know.
You don't know who the fuck it is.
I know we talked about it last episode, but like saying like even if it's a guy in his basement, like
Fuck,
talking
man.
about, he's still spitting some shit.
Yeah, and
Just like we, just like we're just out here spitting some shit.
the
like,
person, anybody that laughs at it, so many people like, oh, fucking Q. How can you believe that shit? And it's like, what do you mean believe it? Like it exists.
Yeah.
People can
It's fucking there. Like you can go read the posts. Where's it coming from, dude? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, you're laughing at it? Who's doing it? You don't fucking know. Like that's interesting.
all they know is
That is
that
fucking
it's
interesting.
connected with January 6th.
Well, and another
Like, that's
thing,
all they know.
another thing.
all
This
I
is
think.
this is maybe a little. This is ADD, but there. Look up Google's circular campus. I think it's Google. Maybe it's like Amazon, but Amazon or
Did we
Google.
ever find the Elon Musk thing? I can find it.
No,
while he
I'm
does this.
trying to pull that up. But look up the campus. It's like a circle campus. It's this campus that's designed in yes, Apple. So they're saying inside this.
This is real?
yes,
That's a real thing?
yes.
Where's that at? Find out.
So if you're just listening, we're talking about Apple's campus that they've designed, and it's got this like park in the middle, and it's a ringed building. And
California.
what they're saying inside that thing is like an artificial intelligence, like supercomputer that is like doing like Project Looking Glass type of computing where it's like predicting the future. Like, so all this shit through like algorithms and everything that's happening with technology is all part of this. It's all seeded. Like, so the way that your phone knows you're talking about the Green Ranger and pulls up the Green Ranger thing, like that's just all of it, like being used in the practical hands
Sense.
of the consumer. But what it's all doing is like they're learning how to read the human mind. So like there's some theories that inside this building is like a small particle collider that's like doing some crazy shit that I don't know anything about. Like I wouldn't even be able to begin to describe what these things are computing, but they're like, just imagine this supercomputer that's in there doing predictive, like it's predicting the future.
Yeah.
And they're using that for whatever. If they're using it for just to figure out which iPhone's going to sell better, I doubt it. But
no way.
like,
How do we enslave humanity
Yes,
for power and
yeah.
profit and
like, see, they use it. That's the hide. That's the disguise as being like, oh, we're having these things. Like these things are all just little tests. Like it's like test warfare. They're just putting it in our hands and seeing how we'll react to it. But like in reality, they're really like, it's like, how like the military has advanced technology beyond the years of what the civilian has.
Yeah, the civilians have exactly.
Yeah, so it's like the same idea.
I can't find it, man. Like I don't know like where to search for
you
it.
sent
or-
it to me on TikTok. Look in your TikTok messages.
Elon Musk thing?
I think so. Some reason it's not pulling up in my messages. I don't know. It might have been taken down too. I don't know. Man, our TikTok be slapping, dude. I've been getting those notifications like dinging, dude.
That's good.
What's that? That dopamine
Yeah.
dinging. Ding ding ding.
Good.
But then I lose shit when I'm trying to look for it.
I like to look at this futuristic building.
But needless to say, yeah, it's Apple Park is what we were talking about.
And so what's going on with this? I'm sorry, man. Maybe I'll just listen to it. I was looking for this fucking Elon Musk
There's
AI name.
There's really I don't know. There's just theories. Look at it on the screen.
Yeah, it looks fucking gnarly.
So like inside that building, they're saying that there's like a small particle collider that's doing like crazy shit. Like it's like like computing at like wild things, like Project Looking Glass shit. When Alex Jones talked about this shit fucking years ago on like Rogan, he was on that one Rogan I referenced, the episode 9/11. He's like, Trump's in
he's in contact, and they're using super advanced technology that they've had there before him, and it predicts what's happening in the future. And he knows everything that's going to happen. It's like, that's the craziest idea.
Yeah, like why would anyone think that? And then later on, you come out to know that it's like
Yeah, and then
kind
they're
of like true.
and that they're not the only ones building this. Like this, like there's other companies that other big tech companies are building
same
campuses that are the same. There's like I went in a rabbit hole of this. Like there was someone on TikTok or somewhere was talking about all these different tech companies that are building these circular buildings that are all of like the same dimensions, and inside of them
Is a particle collider.
is some sort of particle collider or some
energy
sort of
source.
advanced computer that's predicting what human beings are going to do next. What the collective consciousness, that's
crazy.
it. Like it's
Yeah.
like using like the collective consciousness.
Data.
Yes.
All the data that's like available, and it's just crunching numbers constantly, probably.
Yeah, because I mean, they know that shit's it's all data. I mean, that's all it is. It's this is where people get into like the idea of us being like a simulation, like we're a part of a supercomputer, like, and
It's just
we're like we're cracking that, and like cracking that is like potentially could be bad too. Like that's why when you do like psychedelics and stuff like that, when you crack the code and you get in touch with those things on the other side in the other dimensions,
that's
it's
weird, man. To think like all these tech companies are doing it now. I wonder what like is happening at CERN.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, CERN's like the big dog though.
Exactly.
These are like the baby CERNs.
I know this is like after they were like, all right, we figured out how to do what they're doing at CERN on a smaller scale.
All the
in,
people
like,
that
a
work in there and
normal
just getting
building.
that fucking shit fucking whizzing around them. They're just like, oh, I'm gay and I want to be a girl. Like, you know what I
Do
mean?
my next
Like,
vaccine shot.
yeah, do your vaccine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's right here. Tyler.
Tyler.
Who is Tyler?
Tyler.
Who's Tyler
So this
Durden?
kind of connects to what we were talking about. The collective consciousness rant. Like,
Why don't we jump on that random shit while
we're in that random shit.
We're in it.
Are we?
Yeah.
Did you play that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're so retarded.
I'm not retired. I've just been looking for shit, man.
You got heavily retarded right there.
Or would this be science?
All right.
Huh?
equals MC squared. Clones are real. The Earth is flat. Vaccines are safe and effective. Secret hideout science.
I mean, random shit.
I gotta get some bad beer.
I think this is about to be some random
Yeah.
shit. It's all it's connected. No, I forgot what I was gonna say. What were we talking about? Elon Musk.
You mean
Oh!
making me play the song made
Again?
you forget it?
No, actually, Enzo singing along to it made me forget it. Okay.
That's not how it goes.
No. How about all this Twitter shit that's going on? You know, like the reinstatement of Trump and everything.
Oh, yeah,
like that
it's-
poll. You know, like, do you guys watch that poll that he did?
Yeah.
You know, like,
I seen it. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't watching it real time, but I mean, I was stoked when it happened, right? Like, I don't know. Is that supposed to happen? Like,
It's
I was
like- it's just interesting. There's a lot of shit going on. That's
like, Trump hasn't posted though.
no.
He's got his own company. It doesn't.
He's got that truth.
Yeah,
social
Yeah.
whatever.
it doesn't benefit him to be on Twitter anymore. If you think about it, like
Yeah, he's like invested.
he already invested in that whole thing.
Truth Social.
Yeah.
Social.
Well, what Elon Musk should do is make it so that his Truth Social tweets
Are mirrored.
are mirrored
Like
on
Gab
Twitter.
does.
Yeah.
If you tag him, he might like that idea. He does listen to some people.
Yeah.
He does respond to people when they like throw out suggestions and shit.
He's like a Kanye West. Like, we talk about this a lot too on here. That like, I don't know how I feel about him. I
Yeah.
do. I back his
It's-
principles.
It's kind of like that thing where it's like, oh, if there's someone like they're all satanic, right?
sure. I mean, look at
Because
his
that's
mom.
who
look
that's
at
who runs
everything.
that's who runs this earth, right? So they're all backers of that and evil and probably in some way.
Powers and Principalities.
And there's nothing we can do about that, right?
Then you just have to look at them at a principle
So
level.
you just gotta kind of look at it like, okay, well, since there's nothing I can do about it, like, which one would I rather have running the show? Like the Satanist that wants me to be a fucking super slave and censor what I have to say, or the Satanist that wants me to be a super slave but allows me
to express myself.
to express myself
Yeah.
while doing it. You know, like
Yeah.
that's how you gotta kind of look at it nowadays.
Yeah, it's
right?
true. No, it's very true. I mean, because like we say, we're bought. You're bought in unless you're literally off grid, milking your goats.
Yeah,
and
we're all wearing
making
we're all
your
wearing the
honey.
mark of the beast, you know,
Yeah.
with our internet. So,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
and the real way to repent would be just to do what you just said.
Yeah, to get off grid.
Get off grid,
Yeah,
go live in the
Focus on a
woods with your
simple life,
family,
yep.
yeah,
and grow
Be
food.
righteous.
Yep,
Live a righteous life.
sure.
Turn-
Not worry.
turn-
we're
about
all
it.
burning in the lake of fire, bro.
Yeah.
and not worry
All
about not. You wouldn't worry about it. You wouldn't see it.
What do you mean?
You wouldn't see any of the evil then.
There would still be some, jealousy.
I don't know. You might not, dude.
What if it
Like,
could
that
be
might be the way
jealousy,
to do it. Yeah, I know.
gluttony. There's other forms of what you feel is evil. I mean, sin is.
But you would
just
be. It would be a lot harder for evil to get to you.
for
Let's
real.
put it that.
For real, it
We
would
could
be
be
that way,
jealous
right?
of the goat. Like,
your brother, your sister.
Yeah,
or-
he's saying, your girl might go down to Walmart and,
yeah.
No,
yeah,
I'm just saying. Like,
meet a
you
guy,
just,
bump
sin
into a
is more
guy.
complicated than just like.
No, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. No, I get what you're saying, but it would still be harder for evil to get to you.
Yeah, I think you'd be so detached.
Being a very healthy, much healthier.
Yeah, because I mean, what we're doing, when we do this shit, when we look into this stuff, and I like to think that we're trying to open eyes and trying to, share information with other people that think similar. Like on being on TikTok and then
Yeah.
seeing people. We were talking about that earlier, like being like, wow, there's like actually people that do talk about this shit and do that do connect with it. So like
Yeah.
that's what I think that's the cool thing about using these technologies to
Yeah, all catch 22s.
yeah for
Like
sure
that one guy was like literally no one in my entire life knows
Yeah.
what Tartaria is.
yeah he's,
Or something like that.
yeah. So it's cool for that, but the overall scrolling and the overall being on it like really is hurting us in the long run, and especially looking into like the evil of what they are doing at the Apple headquarters, like. But
They just
what's
don't care
happening?
anymore.
What's happening with it, though? The problem is, and like why disclosing it's important, is because it's making it harder for us to actually reach that ultimate goal of like owning land and being prosperous and being self-reliant, because they're literally just keeping people down.
Yeah.
And poisoning people and hurting people
Just
and
making money off them.
yeah, it's harder to just it's easy to say yes, buy a plot of land and live righteous, but buying a
It's
plot
not
of
easy
land
to do.
is not easy.
It's
you
not
need
easy to do.
you need to play the game. Still, you have to play the game.
We're at this point now. It probably would have been easier like hundreds of years ago, 50 years ago. We're at this point now where they just got us screwed in every direction. We're never going to have as much as our parents' generation had in terms of wealth. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah, but our
some-
parents just didn't. They're in it too. They just didn't. They moved to the suburbs and just like they just didn't have the internet. But the internet was like the suburbs and like was
but
like
they had more money to do those types of different things. Like, you know what I mean? Like our parents' generation had a lot more money to play around with than I feel like our generation does. And so because of that, like people aren't able to own their own land and property, aren't able to like start their own businesses as easily, form communities of our own, you know what I mean? They've kind of like whittled down the middle class. That's the way I think of it. And so it's like,
But you think it's whittled down? Because I see this as like century old. Fucking, this has been happening for ages upon ages. So
yeah,
did they literally just whittle down the middle class in the last 50 years, or has that already been there for like a long time? Do you know what I mean? Like, they just,
I don't know. Yeah.
like, I don't think it's just like in the last 50 years.
Well, I mean, like my family, like we had my house and then we had a cottage. You know what I mean? I remember everyone having like all cars, and I can see now, like traveling every year, like going to Europe every year and stuff. I can see now that it's like a lot different. You know, I can see that we all are just kind of like working our asses off just to sort of like make ends meet in terms of like, I mean, we're all like living, but it's not like I don't got a second home. You know what I mean? I just feel like the cost of living is much higher now and the wages are pretty much the same. And so I feel like we are kind of screwed because we're like, we have to stay now like where the jobs are. We have to live in these inner city suburb areas because that's where the money is. Like, we don't have that ability to be like, oh, I got like 10 acres 50 miles or whatever, like 40 miles away from downtown Detroit, and I have a self-sustaining way that I can like have my own food and have some land. Like, who has that? I don't know. Everyone who has money now is like, I'm going to go live in, like, I know someone I'm going to go live in the city and pay like an exorbitant amount of money to live in like a small little cube. You know what I mean? Most people are not out there buying tons of land and starting out like, I don't know.
I mean, you can though.
You can.
That's just because that's the choice of that individual. I mean,
Yeah.
my buddy.
Yeah, you can. You're just lazy. You know, we're all like just lazy.
None of us want to do it. I mean,
that's what it is.
I don't think it's unobtainable because like my friend lives on 17 acres and, you know, like in just outside of Ann Arbor, and his wife makes good money.
Okay.
But they chose to take that wealth and
put it into that
opposed to putting it into.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's obtainable.
If you have the
it's
means,
easier
to
for
still
someone
work.
like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
When they have a really good job, high paying, to do something like that.
Yes.
But even being broke, it's possible. You just got to break a lot of comfort.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
you have to take
to
take
get
a risk.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
For a minute.
For real.
Yeah.
You know.
For real. Yeah.
And then, then is the sacrifice is just for long terms opposed to short comforts. Like you'd have to struggle and hurt for a minute in order for your family to live righteously.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
But it's like it's fucked because like as soon as you do it and your kids are growing up in this and they're like, I'm fucking sick of milking these.
I know. I want to go to college.
I'm going to
whatever.
fucking the city.
Yeah.
You fucking weirdo dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's gonna happen. that's almost natural
shave
too.
Half their head, dye their hair blue.
Yeah.
I know.
And then go to
Say that they're triangle of sexuality.
Yeah.
Gender.
They're grays.
Sad.
Have you guys seen this whole thing on this that clothing company? What's it called? Balenciago.
What is it?
Yeah, dude, it's
so
fucked up.
So they're running some campaign. Tucker Carlson did a thing on it. Now, like, I'm not like a Tucker Carlson fan or anything, like I like him.
Yeah, I do too.
But like I don't like tune into his show and shit. But when I see the clips of him, he's always spitting fire.
He resonates always.
He's always fucking spitting fire in any of the clips I see of him. But he did a little piece on this. What is it again?
Balenciago.
Balenciago.
Is it Italian?
And their whole child porn
like
thing.
I don't know.
And Madonna. So like Madonna, I first saw with.
That's not Madonna, first of all.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that thing is, bro.
No,
like,
that's a straight demon.
you guys think that's like a person?
I actually went in a rabbit hole on her TikTok the other night. Dude,
Did you?
It's fucking terrifying.
Really?
Oh my god, dude, it's terrifying. But go on.
But yeah, so somebody pointed out her thing because she's like had a bag. She did some fucking little post, and then she has like this Balenciaga bag, right? And then they went to the Balenciaga website, and it was like all this like kids with fucking, teddy bears in bondage and shit, and it's just like really fucked up.
Yeah.
And that's what they're pointing out in this TikTok. They're just like, yo, look at like this ad campaign they got going on is fucked up. Like, I don't care what you believe in. Like, you should look at this and say this isn't right.
Their main teddy bear is like a teddy bear in bondage with
Yeah.
like a black eye. It's all like beat up and shit. And it has a black eye.
And
like,
it's in bondage, fucking type shit with a kid
a little girl
in a room that doesn't
Look it up.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, why does a company need?
Go to their
teddy
ad.
bear.
Like,
Look
go to
at
their
look
fucking.
at this fucking satanic shit.
Yeah, all right.
No, go to their just go to their website.
Balenciaga.
But anyways, and then all of a sudden, then I see that, and I'm like, wow, that's fucked up. And then I see a thing like Kanye. It shows Kanye, and he's talking about, and I could have sworn, I could be wrong, but he was talking about how he bought a bunch of Balenciaga gear, like all like their shirts and shit. I don't know if he worked with them or not. I don't follow him on that type of level. But then he replaced it all with Ye 24.
Yeah. So what happened was with that, I know a little bit more about that.
Okay.
So Kanye West is, he worked with Adidas and he's in the fashion world. He had a whole Balenciaga like collection.
Okay.
And he bought it back from Balenciaga and he rebranded it with Ye 24.
Yeah.
And he's selling it as merch at his shows for $20 a piece.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So, is it tied to that in any way? Like, what is the tie there? Is he saying fuck them?
I think so.
That's what he's saying, right? Because he's selling their shit for $20.
Yeah, well, he bought it all back, so he probably lost his ass on it. The guy's a billionaire though, so what's losing your ass at that point? It doesn't matter. Like, so he buys it back, and now he rebrands it, takes all the Balenciaga tags off, and he like silk screened or screen printed Ye 24 on everything, and he's gonna sell it as merch
For his campaign.
Okay, hold on. So they have released an apology, I guess. We sincerely apologize for any offense our holiday campaign may have caused. Our plush bear bag should not have been featured with children in this campaign. We have immediately removed the campaign from all platforms. Okay, so the motherfuckers got called out. That's the power of the of the awakened internet.
Sure is
Right there.
Yeah,
because put it out in the fucking limelight.
Well, dude, and this is like, so I don't know how to gracefully put this, but like BDSM, like kiddie porn is like a thing. And this is like fucking like, this is
like saying, hey, we're into this.
Yes.
Tucker Carlson. So after the Kanye West thing, then I saw the Tucker Carlson thing a few days later. Okay. And he goes deep into it. And he talks about how people, there's, different images on the website. And one of them featured a desk with one of their purses on it.
Yes.
And the desk had files under
Yes.
it. And when you zoom in, it, here, I screenshot the specific case. Maybe I didn't. But it had a court case. A specific court case. I could have sworn I think my phone deleted it.
Got it, dog.
What was the court case?
It's okay. So it's it's a court case. So it has the specific court case, which is like whatever. Like I can't remember the name of it, but it was making it so people who are distributing kid porn.
Oh, hold on. I know what I did.
You got it?
Hold on. I I screen recorded it just in case it gets pulled, so we can actually listen to it real quick.
As you can see, the photo shoot they're using to sell their products features a young girl holding a teddy bear.
Hold on. Whoop, sorry.
Tiago, this was just uploaded on Instagram.
So we're gonna play the clip from Tucker Carlson.
Most of them aren't.
Hold on,
As you can see, the photo shoot they're using to sell their products features a young girl holding a teddy bear in a bondage outfit. Then, in case you missed the point, the photo shoot also contains this image. It shows several documents. Most of them aren't visible, but what you can see when you zoom in, and of course the point is that you see it, is a reference to a U.S. Supreme Court case called Ashcroft versus Free Speech Coalition. That case struck down a law against kiddie porn. What is this? Well, it is what it appears to be. It's an endorsement of kiddie porn, of child pornography. What else?
So basically, that's what it was.
So
That's-
it struck down
A law against
kiddie porn. So it made it so that kiddie porn was cool.
Yeah.
It was okay.
And that was one of the documents in the ad campaign. So it is just like blatantly out in the open, like, yo, this is what we're into in this ad campaign. And it got fucking called out. And now that's why they're apologizing, because it got
Like, that's not
Too
even,
called
you know, that's like, all right. So it's like with all the Satan stuff, I understand, like, you're like, oh, it's edgy and you're just kind of playing to an edge and it's rock and roll and it's this and that. But come on, like, you went to the fucking lengths to put an Easter egg of some court case that was legalizing kiddie porn. And that's what we've been saying. And that's what a lot of people are saying, is they're trying to normalize
Yeah.
pedophilia.
yes.
Like, they are trying to, this is why now it's not people don't hate gays and don't hate transsexuals and stuff. No, they're trying to sexualize children.
yes.
That's the problem. And I don't understand how that could be a bigoted statement. That's just straight evil. Like, that's straight evil.
Yep, and they're doing it under the guise of acceptance for the gay community and transsexuals.
Yeah, it's almost
you
like
have to be
they're-
acceptance of it, and if you don't think that kids should be learning about this and be thinking that they could be any gender they want and stuff, then you're a bigot and shit like that.
Yeah.
But then it's like
They're using
it's all
them.
about sexuality,
Yeah.
and like kids shouldn't be thinking about sexuality right now.
No.
You know?
And you shouldn't be subjugating them in a sexual fashion. And I mean, that's the whole thing, is like, that's what's happening. And I mean, it's just, and that is evil. That is straight evil.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah. So
And I'm glad that he did a piece on it. And
yeah, for sure.
it's getting exposed.
And well, yeah, and then Balenciaga, I mean, I guess we just found out, pulled that
Apologized,
campaign,
yeah.
apologized for that campaign, but still, it's just like, well, dude, who's a fucking photographer or art director that, like,
Yeah, who is
slipped
this?
that Easter egg in there? And let's see his name on the flight.
Why
log.
why aren't they being doxxed?
Yeah.
You know, why aren't the people behind that
Why
ad
isn't-
campaign being doxxed?
Yeah, why
By
isn't the
all
FBI
these, like-
fucking looking into his computer?
Yeah.
Look at his fucking computer. You'll find some fucked up shit.
Like, that's the kind of people that need to be fucking doxxed, man. You know, like, right there.
Who
Not
owns Balenciaga?
I don't even know what it is. Find that out. Cristobal Balenciaga. Oh, it's founded in 1919.
We're at Spain.
It's a luxury fashion house.
$1919, huh?
Oh, look, it's already up there. Controversy. In November 2022, an image posted on their Instagram showed a young child holding a teddy bear dressed in bondage, promoting handbags, displays the text from a Supreme Court opinion in the Ashcroft versus Free Speech Coalition child pornography case, in which the court ruled virtual child pornography is protected speech.
Once
Right?
again, just
There he is. The photographer claimed that the images were part of a project series called Toy Stories. They apologized for after heavy criticism and moved it all.
yeah, but
What does that mean? Like, who is that guy? Why isn't his house on fire? You know,
yeah,
or just like why isn't he
being-
being hacked or and
Yeah.
exposed? You know, I'm not saying he needs. I still believe in innocent until proven guilty, but somebody prove the motherfucker guilty, right?
yeah,
Like if it's there.
yeah. I don't understand.
It's right here, dude. This is it. Toy Stories.
So
Did we
these
not
were.
watch it?
I
don't know.
You can put it on that.
I don't know. This is his website.
Yeah, go to that.
The Ameriguns.
You know, is he trying to show something? You know, it like that could be a thing.
Yeah,
you know?
is he? Yeah, yeah.
Is this guy a white hat? And he's trying to say, "Hey, look what I did."
Yeah.
I don't
Right?
know what this is.
I don't know who this guy is, but
Probably
that would
not.
be that could be a cool twist though. Wouldn't it?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
he did this to expose everything, and it's,
I don't even feel comfortable even looking at these.
Why? I don't really. Let's see.
Let's see.
I mean, they're just.
Yeah, these I'm not seeing any too much. Yeah, I'd have to wonder why. Like I'd have to know this. Okay, so did this
Like
guy?
they look wholesome almost, for the most part.
Well, they have an agenda to them,
Sure, they do.
right?
But they're not as fucking in your
that's
face.
what I'm saying, though.
Like if
Did-
these were used in the ad, I wouldn't really blink twice to it.
No.
No, but check it out. Is it's somewhere in this are those pictures there,
I don't know.
and they added in their bags to them. You know, like what if he was trying to send out a message like, "Hey, like child porn is like a thing and it needs to be addressed," and then they took it and used it as
To sell their bags.
Hey, this is. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They used it like in a satanic way. I don't know. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find us, though, Jim?
Make sure you go to that TikTok, and obviously we're getting some comments, and we're getting some likes and all that. Make sure you share it.
Get some love.
Favorite that. Yeah, we appreciate that. I really do. And if you go to the TikTok and you like it and you subscribe, or go over to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube. It'd be awesome. So
Or Rumble.
or Rumble or
Keep forgetting about that Rumble.
I
though.
do.
We don't. I know.
I know.
It really exists. But
yeah.
yeah.
But no one's using Rumble.
They use-
No one's even watching it on YouTube. We'll be on TikTok. We'll see. We'll keep posting clips on there.
Right. And like always, don't listen to a word we say because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. And please always do your own research, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Peace.
Later. Enzo's being edgy today. Huh?
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't
man?
know. I was gonna say something.
I like that.
What?
What is that?
Are you possessed?
You all right, dude?
Did you hear that?
What's going on, man?
I don't know what just happened.
What's going on, dude?
I don't know.
Come on, man. You okay over there?
I
Did you
think
get
so.
your booster? All right.
Yo, real quick, let me read to you on Wiki what it says about this Tartaria conspiracy theory. The theory of Great Tartaria as a suppressed lost land or civilization originated in Russia, with aspects first appearing in Anatoly Fomenko's New Chronology. Okay, so that's one thing we need to check out if we want to know more about Tartaria. Then popularized by the racial occult history of Nikolai Levashov. That's another dude. In Russian pseudoscience, known for its nationalism, Tartaria is presented as the real name for Russia, which was maliciously ignored in the West. And then it goes on to talk about the globalized version of this conspiracy theory is based on an alternative view of architectural history, talking about the World's Fair, idea of the mud flood. I want to look into this Nikolai Levashov and Anatoly Fomenko. I went to this one dude, Nikolai Levashov, and he's wrote several books on life in the universe, Slavic history, the origin of mankind on Earth, and other topics.
One of his books is classified as anti-Semitic and extreme.
Oh.